Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Martin and this is my wife Suzanne.
Hi.
Hello Suzanne. Um, I was trying to compare something about Ghana and then Holland, the disability, how people live their lives as disabled people in Ghana, because I've witnessed it and I've seen it, and how people also live their lives as disabled people here in Holland. First of all, how does someone qualify to be called maybe disabled?
It depends on how you see it. I think to make it a little bit clear for the people today, we can talk about people who are mental disabled, people who are physical disabled,
Yeah.
deaf and blind.
Yeah.
Is that the subject you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, then we talk about that.
So in Ghana,
Mhm.
yeah, I'll come to that. But how does someone qualify to be disabled here in Holland?
Yeah, you have different disabilities.
Yeah.
I think I can tell you the most about people who are mental disabled because I work with people who are mental disabled.
Yes.
And you qualify if your IQ is lower than let's say 80.
Okay.
If your IQ is lower than 80, then 80 or 70, it's just how you see it. But if you have a lower IQ, then you are mental disabled, and then there are also differences in that. You can be deeply mental disabled or light mental disabled.
Yeah.
If you are deeply mental disabled, it's possible that you cannot even talk. So you are really more probably at the same level as a baby or a toddler, something like that. And
Yeah.
if you are light mental disabled, then you are more staying in your puberty, like your level. So yeah, I think that is how you can see mental disabled. If you are talking about physically disabled, then it can be everything in your body that doesn't work. If your legs are not working, if your arms are not working, it can be different things that are holding you back.
Okay, so if I am disabled, how does the government help me? How do I get help from the government? Is there any kind of help that I get from the government?
Yeah, here in Holland, there's I guess a lot of help, especially if we are going to compare it to Ghana.
Yeah.
If we start from if let's say we get a child and the child is disabled,
Yes.
what you see is every quarter, if your child isn't disabled, you already get money from the government.
Yeah.
If your child is disabled, it can be mental disabled, it can also be autism.
Yeah.
You can also have syndromes, Down syndrome. It can be a lot of things that makes you disabled.
Yeah.
Then you get more money from the government as parents because you need to take, how do you say that? You need to take care of your child, but it is a little bit more difficult because of the
situation
that your child is going through. That is in the beginning when the child is young. Then it depends on what kind of disability the child has.
Yeah.
If we are talking about a child that is deeply mentally disabled, and let's say also in a wheelchair and needs fully help from other people, then you need more money to be there for your child, because when the child is, let's say, 12 years old, probably a child that is born healthy, can stay at home for a couple of hours all by himself.
Yeah.
But a child that is so mentally disabled and probably also physically disabled cannot take care of themselves. So what they do is they compare it. Say if you have a child from 1 year, it doesn't matter if the child is deeply mentally disabled or not. As a parent, you need to be there.
Yeah, sure.
But if the child is getting older, then you see difference in that.
Yeah.
So what they do here in Holland is that you can get an indication from the government.
Yeah.
With that indication, that you can do a lot of things. If the child is not able to go to school, you also have special schools for disabled children. But if they are not even able to go there, you can go to activity centers.
Okay.
So that your child is not
always by himself or herself.
Yeah, or with you, because probably the parent also needs to go to work, or it's also good for the child to still try to develop themselves. And it's, you see if they go to another environment, it can help them. So that is what is possible. You can get help in your home situation, because sometimes parents don't know how to react on situations, or they are really tired of giving so much help, and they want somebody to also jump in and help them, then that is possible from the education you have. It's possible after years that your child is going to live somewhere else if you cannot take care of your child any longer, or it is better for the child to go out of the house. So with the education that you get from the government, it's really possible to do a lot of things.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that is really amazing.
Yeah. If you compare that to Ghana, how does it look like?
Yeah. It's kind of it's a big difference.
Yeah.
It's way huge. I don't think the government of Ghana even have the database of how many people are disabled in the country.
Oh wow.
And then if you're disabled in Ghana, it is somehow also like a curse. It's your family think that probably someone in the family did something wrong, and then this is like a sort of punishment for the sins that you did.
Yeah.
So it's kind of people are not open to to disabled children or disability. It means
it really makes me sad if you tell me that people see it as a curse to have a disabled child.
Yeah, some people even try to reject their children.
Wow.
And then also in Ghana, you have no help from nobody. If you're disabled, there's no institution that is going to help you. Like every month, you're going to give you a stipend to be able to take care of your child, your disabled child, or to buy food for your child if the parents are struggling.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in Ghana.
And you just need to do it all by yourself.
Yeah, you just need to do it by yourself. And there are some people that have been rejected by their family and their parents, and they need to live on the streets to also make ends meet. Yeah. Just beg for people for some little money. We were in Ghana. When we were in the traffic, you saw very disabled people in wheelchairs begging for money. Yeah. It's not like that is what they want. It's like there's no other hands to help them. So they end up living on the streets and then begging for money. And then
so there's nobody in the community then, because you really have strong communities who's going to take care of the person. Then it's just what it is.
But it depends. It depends on how the situation is. Some people are more I wouldn't say lucky, but people are more concerned about them. Yeah. So their day-to-day activities, people try to help them. Yeah. But if you're not lucky to find such people that are willing to help you, then you need to fend for yourself. You need to think about what you're going to eat, the clothes you're going to wear, and where you're going to sleep, and all those kind of things. Even your healthcare, there's zero insurance for you. Nobody comes up to help you, and then it is kind of sad that I think the people of Ghana also need to be open, and then needs to be educated about disability, because it also breaks my heart when people like Down syndrome people or Down syndrome children are being rejected by their family just because they think they are a curse to the family, and then people that just ignore them, and then nobody wants to associate themselves with such people.
No, it especially hurts me because my brother is born disabled, deeply mental disabled, and a lot of people should think he can probably not do anything, just sit in a wheelchair, and he really needs help with everything. But seeing it as a curse feels so terrible, because he brought me so much in my life. Just how he could enjoy from the little things, and how he could be so happy. It was just so amazing for me. It helps me for the rest of my life that my brother was like that. And it doesn't mean I'm happy for him he was disabled, because that is not what I mean. But to see disabled as something so bad, I think we can also learn something from them, to just enjoy the little things in life, instead of that everything needs to be bigger and more luxury, and nothing is good enough. Just how he lived his life, and what I could learn from him is so beautiful.
It is just amazing for me. For me also, I think it also opens your life. It changes the perspective you have about life. It opens your eyes about how important things needs to be in life. You understand? and how appreciative you need to be about who you are.
Yeah.
And then also, I think they should try to also educate people about these kind of things, because it still breaks my heart.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that everybody here in Holland accepts it, because it's not like what you say. People are not accepting it, but right now here with I think 13 weeks, you can do a test when you're pregnant, and you can see if the child has Down syndrome or 2 other syndromes, that the child is really deeply mental disabled.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are choosing to do abortion because they don't want a child like that.
That is what even breaks my heart more. And I really do not agree. I told you the other time that before, if somebody based abortion decision that the child or the fetus is going to have a syndrome, a Down syndrome, therefore I'm going to abort this child, then I really think this is it doesn't really make sense for me. I don't think people should be allowed, although that it is your body, but the reason why you are basing your abortion on doesn't really make sense for me. It really breaks my heart.
It's just crazy. You wish so much to have a child, but there's no room for this child.
Yeah. And who are you to determine who to leave?
Wow. What I just told you, it can also bring you so much joy in your life. I'm not saying it's easy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean life with a healthy child is easy.
Yeah.
Nobody has the guarantee that life with a healthy with a healthy child is going to be so easy.
Yeah.
If you see your child, let's just take an example as a child with Down syndrome. If you see the joy in their faces, it always melts in my heart.
Yeah.
Because they're so pure.
Yeah. And
do we not need more pure people in this world?
Yeah, I really like what you just said.
Yeah.
Because who are you to decide this person is supposed to leave, and what kind of assurance do you even have that this child that I'm going to have, this healthy child I'm going to have, is going to be who you think he's going to be?
Yeah.
Probably he's even going to be a thief or an armed robber or a
drug addict.
Yeah, or some bad person.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee that this person that you are bringing on earth is going to be who you like or how you want. So I really think as much as it's difficult to raise such children up, I think people should be also open to embracing such kind of children.
Yeah.
And although raising up an autistic child is not an easy thing, it's not an easy task. That is why the government also steps in.
Exactly.
And also to give you some kind of step ends, so that you don't only take all the difficulty things by yourself, but also to use the step end to also to cater for the child.
Yeah. And that is still the point, because I'm not saying that living with a disabled child is always easy.
Yeah.
If you have a child that is such a let's say huge autism that everything needs to be so structured.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it makes you happy every day.
Yeah.
But that is also what people need to accept. And that is why we are lucky here in Holland. The government can step in, and you can even decide after years that you think I don't know how to do it any longer. Child can go live somewhere else, and they can help the child, and you can still visit your child and have a beautiful bond together. I really wish that for everybody. I'm not saying that every disabled child is easy.
Yeah.
Not every child is going to bring you the feeling that I have for my brother.
But in Ghana, it's even much more crazy when it comes to mental health.
Yeah.
Because the people are not embracing mental health, or they are not really educated or open about mental health. If you have a little mental health issue, there are some people that cannot handle issues. They cannot take care of themselves, and they presume they use a word that you're mad.
Yeah.
And the mad person, the family already thinks that you're a curse. and then they don't want to associate themselves with you.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of people on the street, eating from the street, sleeping under the bridges, and then eating from the gutters and begging for food just for a slight mental disability. And then there's nobody to help me, and the government do not care about you.
But I think this is also more about than years ago here in Holland, because let's say 40 years ago, children that were mental disabled, they also called them unhappy children. Here. That was how they called them. When you have an unhappy child. Wow. It doesn't mean your child is unhappy.
Yeah.
You can even be so much more happy than your child.
Yeah. And then in Ghana,
and that is probably what you see still in Ghana right now.
Yeah, it is just crazy how things go down there.
Yeah.
And then even the buildings don't even associate themselves with disabled people. There are some office buildings that if you're disabled, and then
if you're probably mental, just okay,
just slightly mental disabled.
Or not mental disabled,
but physical disabled,
blind, or
there's no lift to even go to the second floor or go to the first floor. So that means the building wasn't built for you.
No.
And then right now they are trying to the new buildings, they're trying to incorporate those kind of mental how do you call it, this disability friendly stairs and those kind of things. But I think they still need to be open and educated about such things.
I think it is important to educate them about it, because everybody deserves a life and deserves it to also be treated well.
Yeah.
But it's also a little bit difficult in Ghana, because I also understand if let's say it's so difficult to have a living.
Yeah.
And then you have a disabled child, and nobody in your community is supporting you.
Yeah.
And you just need to do it all by yourself. Well, you also need to take care of your other 4 children. I'm just saying that. I'm not saying you just dump the child like that. You should never say that. But it's also, I also understand it's more difficult.
It is really difficult.
It takes more time. It should be amazing if the government can help. But there are so much different problems that also need to be solved before they probably are going to think about these people. I'm not saying that is the right thing, but
I think the government probably has misplaced priorities.
Yeah.
That is basically the problem, because how can you buy a tablet for each and every student in the senior high school?
They do that.
Yeah. It costs them around $325 million.
And there's no money for these people.
And you just put $325 million in buying a tablet. I don't know what buying a tablet is going to do for these students. Although we are in the technological age, but then this is not the way to go. You have so many important things to deal with.
Yeah,
and
this is with the tablet.
So start with a tablet. It has makes a tablet that lasts for only 2 years.
Yeah.
Even most of them are not going to even last for 2 years.
Oh, it fell on the ground.
It is going to break, and then it's not even durable. So how can you spend $325 million
instead of making your system better for everybody?
Exactly. I would rather use that $325 million to either build a school. Even there's too much schools, they're building too much schools. Build an industry or a factory that's going to employ people. That factory, the dividends that is going to, or the profits that is going to come on that factory, you can use that money to do something else.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how they make their decisions, but
it is not your decision.
I cannot speak about it, and this breaks my heart, because if you go to Ghana, you see a lot of they call them mad people on the streets, and nobody to help them. And if you're disabled, there's who even has proper insurance in Ghana.
I was thinking about it, because I remember we just saw somebody walking over the street, and you told me this, and I was just thinking about one of my clients, for my work, who is probably walking through the village, and people are just accepting that she is who she is. I'm not saying everybody accepts it, but it's such a different view in just how somebody can live their life, and I'm not saying it's always safe, but this person can go back to receive. Somebody is looking out for the person.
Yeah.
She comes home. There's food for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so much help from every part.
Every angle, because the government
Yeah.
is paying for your rent. The government is paying for your.
I also need to pay something. So I'm
Yeah.
not saying they are paying.
But it depends on how disabled you are.
Yeah.
Let's take the total disabled people.
Yeah, they are getting money for the government
Exactly
for the education, but they also get money for living because
Yeah.
they cannot work. And
Yeah.
they can pay some bills with that because it's also important to have your healthcare insurance.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things that.
So the person they call a madman in Ghana that is walking on the street that has no help from nobody.
Yeah.
Here, that person has his or her rent paid.
Yeah.
Has somebody who's taking care of the person.
Yeah.
Has insurance that the person, when the person is sick, can go to hospital. Has food, has clothing, can do activities.
Yeah.
And where do you think the government get the money from? It is from the companies, the companies in the country that the government takes taxes from. That is where you understand what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
The government already established a lot of companies, even if it's not a government, individual people will establish companies. And these companies at the end of every quarter or month pay taxes. And you and I also pay taxes.
Yeah.
And that is what the government also takes part of it to also pay for these people.
And like that you can build your country.
Exactly. So you don't take money to go buy these kind of things for tablets for people.
Hey, and I'm also curious, because we talked about these people, but you also have blind people or deaf people. How is that? Is their life easier than the other people that we just talked about?
I think with blind and the deaf people, I think it is a little bit different because they have they call it deaf and dumb school. That the people that are deaf and dumb or blind, they go to those schools, and then they are able to learn how to read with the fingers. And even I remember I even had a teacher in junior high school who was blind, not 85 or 90% blind. She cannot see a lot, but she lightly. And she's totally how do you call it? Deaf. But she was able to teach us with her fingers, and that was really amazing. But to be honest with you, I think only maybe I would say 3% of the people that go to the that school, the deaf and dumb or the blind school, come out to have jobs, because already the people in the country don't have jobs. The youth that are even how do you call it?
100% healthy.
100% healthy, as they call it. Don't even have jobs. They have more than 7 million youth unemployed,
and they already don't have a job. Because it's crazy, because you can be deaf or blind, but it doesn't mean you're dumb.
You're not dumb.
Your brain can be so good, but they even don't give you the chance to.
And there's no fairness in the job market in Ghana. There's no fairness. There is zero fairness. It depends on who you know. And then if already you are dumb and you're deaf, and you come for you want a job, and somebody who is healthy, you think they have time for you to come read things with your fingers? Totally no.
I guess if they give us the permission to start our great deed around the lake, then we also do something for these people.
Exactly. I think we have so many ideas that
I should be so happy if we can help. I should want to help everybody. But if we can already help 10 people who are in such a situation and so stuck and they want something, and we can offer them a job there, wow.
Yeah, it really makes me happy.
This is really the dream in my head, but
the time will come, and then for sure we are going to do that. So I think something needs to be done about that, because if you're not rich or you're not wealthy, and then you have a child that is either mentally disabled or physically disabled, then it's like you're already done, because all of your resources are also going to go back into the child your time, your money. Now you have no even time to go to work, and then you start thinking this child is a curse to me. And that is not healthy. And even most of these children, some of them are even smarter than the children they call them healthy. Especially the autistic children and the Down syndrome children. Some of them are even much more smarter than
mostly
the people.
the autistic children can be really smart. Also, not everybody, but it should be amazing if there is more room for that. And also here, what I said, there's also differences, and also here you're going to see differences in what the government wants, because first they took over a lot, and now you're also going to see that the network around the person is going to be more important. So let's say if you have a disabled child, then you're going to try to let the child at home as long as possible before you go to an organization. I don't know what is that going to change in the world, but I also understand there's not plenty of money just to
throw it away.
It's not throw
it's
it
away.
away.
You can throw it away. You're just helping the people.
Exactly, but there also needs to be a system around it that is also working. It's not like, okay, I have a disabled child, let's go to an organization and I'm done with it. You also need to do something yourself.
You also need to put some effort
inside. So for sure, there's also going to come some changes here. But I especially hope there's going to come some changes in Ghana about it.
Yeah, I hope, but it's going to be a long time before Ghana adapt to that, because unless they change these big-headed leaders that don't think about the youth or think about anybody else other than putting money in their pockets and then extorting money out of the country to other countries. There's never going to be proper solutions to these kind of problems.
Let's hope people are listening to us and agree with what we are saying. And
I really don't like the selfish gains, because.
And that is mostly with these people. If we are talking about mental disabled people, especially the ones who are a little bit more deeply mental disabled, they are never only thinking about themselves.
They think about everybody. I don't know where we went, but I think there was a Down syndrome child that. No, I went to church. I went to church one time, not here in Delft. And there was a Down syndrome child, and the child was there was a lot of bananas there. The child took one, and the child gave me one. Wow, this is really beautiful. What even came to her mind to give me one banana?
To somebody that she never saw.
Somebody that you never know. Such children are really, really
they
nice.
They are just to make you connected together. And that is what we need more in the world.
Really, really cute to do it. So I hope things change. And then a lot of love are given to these children, and they are not seen as a curse or as a punishment
or burden
or as a burden to anybody in the world. And then this love is also spread to these children.
I hope so too.
Thank you for having these conversations.
You too.
And I look forward to having more conversations with you.
I look forward to it too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.